Hi everybody. We are here with Rebecca Brambila. She's one of our residents here at Summit Vista. Has been living here for about 2 years, and we both share a passion for good food and good cooking. So one of Hispanic holiday traditions is tamale making, right? And it's so much work. I think that's why we only make it once a year, right? Because it is a lot of work. So Rebecca, tell me a little bit about when you made tamales and some of the great memories that you had of this tradition.
Well, I come from a very small family, very, very small. And I met my husband, and we got married in 1960. And then from there on, I've been making tamales, because he comes from 11 children.
Wow.
So I put the credit to my mother-in-law. She's the one that created that family unity with this. And first I had a sister-in-law that we had just come into the family, both of us. And they used to make us just wash the leaves. That's all we could do. And see everybody and learn how to spread and everything. And then in a couple of years, they had us spreading, or they had us putting all the condiments that are in the tamales for the tamale sister-in-laws that were doing them.
Okay, cool. So for those of you that don't know, the leaves that Rebecca is talking about are the corn husks. So typically, there's all kinds of different tamales, but in the Mexican tradition, the tamales are wrapped in corn husks that have been dried out. And that protects the dough, or the masa, what we call the masa, in the cooking process, because you steam them. And you can make tamales out of everything you can think
even
of.
banana leaves. I know I went to Veracruz and they made them with banana leaves.
To protect that dough,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And they make the dough out of different things too, not just
yes.
corn flour. Typically it's ground up corn flour and then the filling. What's your favorite type of tamale to make?
Well, now I've learned this. My favorite tamale right now is not the red one. It's the cheese and the green chili.
Okay.
I just love those tamales.
That's my favorite too. And we're gonna make those today.
Yes.
So the really neat thing is that we have all these people that live here at Summit Vista with all kinds of different experiences. And we don't need to look a recipe up on Google. We can just talk to somebody that knows how to do it.
Yeah.
So Rebecca is going to spend some time with us today back in the kitchen, tasting everything, making sure that everything is done just right. And then when you make the tamales, it's a lot of work. It's a multi-step process.
Yeah, the spreading of the dough is the hardest to me.
Making sure that it's spread the right thickness and it's
right.
not too thick, and you don't get too much dough to the meat
That's
ratio.
right.
And
Yeah. So everything comes in order. That's why it's too many steps, but the end of it is good.
so we started cooking the pork last night,
That's right.
and we let it cook all night overnight. And we came in this morning and it was soft and it was ready to shred.
Yeah.
And then we soaked the dried chilies. We're using, for this time, we're using guajillo chilies, which is it's a New Mexican style chili grown in New Mexico and California, but it's a dried chili. So we reconstitute those chilies overnight, or after a few hours yesterday afternoon, and then we puree them in the blender, and then that makes the sauce, and that's what gives that flavor. So a little bit spicy, not too spicy. And the neat thing about what we're doing is these tamales are going to be featured on our menu as a special tomorrow night. A lot of people are familiar with the tradition, and we figured why not share it with all the residents of Summit Vista. The Mexican food here goes over really well. People really enjoy that.
I know several people have asked me, are you going to make tamales? And I said, no, not this year. We just left that out, because we're not getting together all as a family. But next year we'll go back to it, But it's a lot of steps, which are very nice. We start like 3 days or 4 days ahead, making the chili and cooking the meat. All of that has got to be planned.
And then when you go to make the actual tamales, it's nice to have a lot of people because the spreading of the masa, the spreading of the dough, takes time, and then rolling up the tamales, and then the whole process.
That's
So
right.
we're going to be excited. We're going to make some good tamales,
We are.
and we're going to make extras for you to take home and do whatever you want with it.
Okay, okay. Now let's go make tamales.
All right, let's go. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, so here we are back in the Summit Vista kitchen, and we are making tamales. We heard a little bit earlier about the background of tamales, and of course we're going to make a huge batch. So you can see we've got this set up assembly line style, and we're all working hard. This is the dough, this is the masa, that's corn flour, chile, and lard. It's important that you use traditional ingredients. So this is made with the manteca and the masa harina. And then we have the corn husks here. These corn husks can be soaked overnight so they get nice and pliable. And then the tradition is taking the corn husks and spreading the masa. So that's what we're working on now. And then we come down the line here, we get the masa on the corn husks, and then we come in and we do the filling. We've got a couple different types of filling. This is a pork shoulder that we braised overnight, and then we season it with the chili, red chili pods and seasonings. And then we're taking these and wrapping them up just like a little present for Christmas, just like a little birthday gift or a Christmas gift. And then we come down here and we'll have another one. And the other filling that we're making these with is with queso y chiles. We're using rajas de jalapeno, slices of jalapeno with the real melty soft cheese, mozzarella cheese. We have some that we're going to do with the pepper jack cheese as well. So this, you can see it's a lot of work, and we're working hard. And this is Esmeralda and Rebecca. And this is what we get to do. So in about a couple hours we'll have produced, we're going to try to produce 600 tamales, which is going to be our dinner special for tomorrow night, and we'll probably sell about 100 orders of the tamales for dinner. So residents will be able to enjoy that, but we're going to be making tamales all day. So come back and see us when we are pulling them out of the steamer. I think we need to get some more masa spreaders.
Okay, I'm in the middle of making the tamales. We have made already over 100, and we've been sharing our way of making and folding the tamales. And we're having a lot of fun, and I'm happy that I'm working here with my other family, Summit Vista family, because at home we're not making any because of COVID. So I'm happy that at least here I met everybody in the kitchen. They're being super, and they're all trying to do the best they can. I have to see you now. I gotta get back to work.
All right, here we go, back to the tamale making. We've made a lot of progress. We've made about, I would say about 160 tamales so far. So just a little bit better. You can see we have a lot more to do. But we're going to take a little bit of a break and we're going to come back. But we brought our first batch out of the oven. And like we showed before, we have two kinds. We have the braised pork with the chili and the dough. And then we have the jalapeno and the queso, the cheese. And this is one that came out of the husk. So basically we take the husk and we steam them off. We fill them up and steam them off, and then you can open up the husk. And there we go. This is one with rajas y queso. That was a big one.
Yeah.
And that's how that comes out, just like that. What do y'all think about this craziness over here? It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.